And we live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give you my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. And it is not going to happen today, but that's okay. We are going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Shall say what's up to her.
Good morning. I'm still waking up.
It's okay, you guys. We just got through recapping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Mrs. Best channel. Please click the link in my description box so that way you can get a full-fledged to her channel and see all of our recaps we do together. We collab. Any reviews or recaps I don't cover on my channel, it's because we cover on her channel. So we have a lot coming up for the both of us. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to the replay gang. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Also, shout out to Keywan. She is also in my description box, another content creator here on YouTube. She is funny as hell. You guys definitely go and subscribe to her channel, please. It is in my description box. Shout out to my girl, Shani, who is always up in here first with us. So we appreciate you, Shani. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Kevin Reynolds, also my OG here. He is the secretary of Watch Your Mouth Reviews, always sending me all kind of articles here. We appreciate you, Kevin. I had to acknowledge that. I don't be having content sometimes, and thank you for you sending me all the stuff I need. So, this bullshit here, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm not in the mood for this. I'm really not. So the first scene opens up with Martell in them tight ass damn clothes, Destiny and Chris Fletcher. They meet up to discuss the whole property that Martell is actually building and would like to sell because this was, I guess, land he probably got in the divorce settlement or something to that extent. I didn't really understand what he was saying because he said that we lost it in bankruptcy. And usually when you lose something in bankruptcy, you don't build on the land and then sell it. So something else had to have happened. So he has Chris Fletcher and he has Destiny as the listing agents for this property. Now, Chris is confused because he doesn't know about Destiny being a real estate agent. He's never heard of her selling any homes or anything in there. And I also, too, was confused. Now, by law, you can definitely sell real estate without being involved with any type of real estate brokerage or anything of that sort. You could be a freelance real estate agent, which I'm under the assumption that she is. So it was very odd, but Martell was saying that, you know, they just closed in. They're going to start building on the house. They should be finished in about 8 months. And Chris Fletcher tells him, okay, if you finish in 8 months, now keep in mind, because of the size of the home, it's going to be about maybe a year before I can sell it. Maybe less because, you know, I'm good at what I do. And I was like, oh, okay, Chris, interesting. But, you know, I just felt it was an interesting conversation because the part that I got stuck at, Mrs. Best, was the fact that Martell said they're going to have to split the commission. Now, y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all really think that Destiny's actually going to put in the work to sell this house? Mrs. Best, I'm asking you that question too.
No shade. It could be because I'm struggling with the show. I don't even care to comment because what does this have to do with love and marriage in Huntsville, this house? I'm trying to understand how this relates to the point of this terrible ass show. I don't understand what is happening. I don't understand how somebody who, now y'all got to understand, I'm only covering this bullshit because James, I told him to cover Love and Marriage Huntsville because he loves this show. I had never watched it, and I wish I watched it ahead of time because the shit is trash. That's just my honest to God opinion. But why do I want anyone selling me a house who can't even find a house to make candles in? The bitch rented out a storage unit, public storage, whatever you want to call it, to make candles. Now she claimed that she's in real estate. If you was in real estate, why couldn't you find yourself a commercial property for your business? Now suddenly they're talking about splitting commissions and all of this. Is given that somebody who has their documents is going to do the work, and then they're going to do something shady and share their commission with everybody. if I'm going to see Black people on TV doing business, I want to see Black people doing business on TV in a way that actually demonstrates good business. This does not demonstrate good business. And I thought that this show was based on a comeback group of business savvy people working on stuff. It seems like without Melody, Martell doesn't know what he's doing, and he's just going to wherever a check is offered. That's what it's given. I can't even believe I'm at Destiny.
Delightful Dawn says, I think she can sell it. I think anyone can sell a home. And I used to be in real estate. Anyone can sell a home. We have no background of her doing so. So, and that's what we're speaking to. We're speaking to the fact that how was this something you've been doing for a long time, but we have not seen you do it on this show, surrounded by a whole bunch of real estate agents.
One thing people in sales, and real estate is sales, are going to do is they going to let you know what it is that they are selling. Chris Fletcher came on the show, and all he has spoken about has been real estate.
Yes.
Marceau has been on this show since season 1, and he is forever at somebody's build site. Everybody has been able to show something they do. If you're in sales and you're not letting people know that you're in sales the whole time, then you're not really in sales. And if you had this real estate license, why didn't she come on the show as part of the damn comeback group instead of a girl just bopping around between Nell's family members? I just don't understand. And I know Kevin's giving me a hard time because Kevin knows this show makes my teeth itch, but it's frustrating because these people have potential and they're doing great things, but the way that is being displayed on the show is just like, I can't take it seriously. Martell in his too tight clothes trying to split commission with people who actually did the work to get their licenses. Where's his?
Right. Yeah, I think that it's odd. I want to see how it works out. I want to see, have they sold the house? Is it built now? Or are they still building? What's going on? When Mel was there, Corntail didn't know how to do nothing. No, he know how to do it. He just didn't want to do the paperwork to get it. That's just what it was. He knew what he was doing, but he just don't want to do it the right way. That's just goodness. Delightful Dawn, thank you again for your comment. I think she has charisma and this can be her moment. She can have a comeback. She can. Absolutely. But will she? Is the question. I think Destiny has all of the capability to do exactly what everyone else is doing in their own right. She does, but I just feel that she goes about it and let other things consume her to where she doesn't do that.
I think Destiny got pretty girl syndrome. I feel like because she's a pretty girl, I feel like she's used to getting away with more. Because if you have a real estate license, girlfriend, show that, share it. But instead, she leads into these storylines of men, and it's not even real relationships. It's just like whatever man she's dealing with or mad at from this season. Like last season, she was mad as hell at Moses. Now she's mad as hell at Nell's son. Then she got caught up in some other stuff, which we'll get to later. So I'm like, if you got all of these talents and you want to represent yourself as a woman that's Black in business, then represent yourself accordingly. You could give us the drama with Nell's kids and the dating, but also it'd be nice if she balanced out what she had her camera time for and showed herself in a good light. Destiny, I don't know. It's almost like she wants us to see her as just like something not so special.
Delightful Dawn says she came on as a person who had a business in beauty and wanted to have a business renting suites. And then, yes, she did come on as that. And then she ended up with a whole bunch of mugshots that are in fraud schemes. So I can't honestly, and that's what held on to her more because we don't know where Madani is today.
The candles are expensive though when we looked online, and I'm a candle fiend, but I'll be goddamn if I'm spending that much on a candle. Somebody better put a Madani candle in Ross or Marshalls. That's the only way I'm buying it. $36 for a damn candle. The hell?
They need Mel because she was the one who kept the business aspect intact, her and Marceau. Mel, yes. Marceau, I still don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one. If I've been watching since, oh yeah, no, it's not just you. I want Destiny to win. I really do, but I need it to be a factor of her actually showing up and doing it. Like, I'm tired of her using the excuse, well, Carlos just won't show me in that light. Carlos won't do this. Production won't show this. They won't edit this. And it's like, okay, but they'll edit you running behind men and shit.
The smartest people sometimes be the laziest. Like, when I do social work for a living, for those who don't know, if I go into the county jail to work with the client, When I tell you these people, the smartest people be behind bars, but sometimes just because you smart does not mean that you have a work ethic. And I feel like Destiny, no shade, I am about to compare her to criminals, and I'm not trying to be this way, but she reminds me of the jailbirds I be working with at work sometimes, just that she looking for a shortcut, even though she has the brain and the wit to do the work, but she don't want to do the work. She just want to get to the shortest way to get the money the fastest. That's what Destiny gives.
Yes, I agree 100% with that. Didn't Cornell take 45 times to pass the builder's license test? And as a matter of fact, did he even pass the test? I don't know. I hope so.
Oh, damn.
To be honest, I feel no ways. Oh, yeah, he's taken the test a whole bunch of times and has not passed it. Yeah, that's the reason why he doesn't have it.
Those are probably impacting his ability to think about the appropriate answers because they're so tight. I'm telling you.
To be honest, I feel no ways for Destiny. Let's remember she said Mel and Martell were grooming her. Destiny, sorry. She did say that.
Did she?
She did say that. Yes, she did. Karen's candles did not even cost that much, and those were 3 weeks. Yeah, true. I mean, she like a jailbird. No, don't just kid because she do. Y'all see how she was fanning? Yeah, you see how she was fanning over Moses? Yeah, no, she definitely does. Fast money it's not. And thank you, Delightful Dawn, for saying that. It is not the best way to get, good money. Destiny was getting a win for me will never come happen. Damn. I think it only took me one time to pass that test. It's an open book test in the state of Alabama. Just to let everyone know, it is an open book test in the state of Alabama. So I don't where to look. I don't know. I just know it's an open book test in the state. Yeah.
Did Martell finish college?
Yeah, he was a teacher. Martell used to be a teacher.
Teaching
I don't know what subject. Yeah.
Home.
Good job. I can stump on this. If I didn't have neighbors beneath me, I will stump on this ground. Lord Jesus. Nell's son has his own business. Maybe that's why she was pushing upon him and disappointed it didn't work out. We ain't got there yet, but we're going to get there in a minute. Continuing this conversation with Destiny, she asked about how, it went, at Nell and Chris Fletcher's Flexitivities event. And Chris told her, Nell, felt bombarded by all you ladies coming at her with all of this, hoopla about where we were leaving LA and everything. And Destiny in her confessional said, I'm confused why Nell felt that way because that wasn't what it was. It was just, I was trying to help get clarification on what she said versus what Tisha said. And it says, and I'm like, Destiny, you were trying to be messy at the end of the day.
Why do you need clarification on some shit that don't got nothing to do with you and ain't your business?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, the all women coming after Nell is ridiculous. And then the last thing they talk about is, her dating Will and whatever that's supposed to be, because she was dating Twan, Lance, Will. She just keeping it all in the friend group. And Martell
dating men with names that generally I would avoid dating you if your name is Lance, Twan, or because I ain't never met an Antoine that's faithful. Will's always being some bullshit. And Lance, it sounds like your mama romanticized you more than you actually can offer romance. So I wouldn't want to date somebody with them names.
Yeah. But Martell, breaking bro code, as a lot of y'all like to, point out, says that, oh no, he looking for a quick meal ticket. That's what he was telling us guys and everything. And Chris Fletcher co-signs and also says when they were at the gym, he doubled down on that because they wanted to know if he ever did get it. And Destiny said, oh no, he not gonna get it. Ain't nobody getting this, And I'm looking at Destiny like, okay, Destiny, fine. It's okay. We believe you. Because I don't believe none of this shit is real in the first place. So I could believe it. Oh, echo. I'm hearing myself all echoing. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, so they pretty much ended with, Destiny says she's not going to be Chris Fletcher's daughter-in-law. We didn't think you had a chance anyway, Destiny. It's okay. So I'm going to move on. Would you like to add anything, Mrs. Best, before I move on? Okay, she's shaking her head no, so I get to move on. So I need to read these comments before I move on to the next scene because y'all are just hitting me up today. I love it. Thank you, guys. If you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe. Thank you. Let me see. I think I was here. Who the fuck was Cord? I don't know. That's what the word around the curb was before they joined the show, that they were both school teachers before they got into their business ventures.
Well,
Destiny
maybe
Line
that's
is
why the education and testing rates across America are some of the lowest they've been in decades. Because Martell is teaching.
Nell definitely to be doing too much. She do, and we're gonna get into that in a minute. Was he teaching how to? Okay, Shandy, damn. I can't even finish this comment, and not to be good at it, and also how to dress in tight clothes and be corny. If that's the case, I think he would be a great professor. I think he needs to be removed for the show. I agree. If we're talking about Martell, Destiny knows she would. You know what, Kevin? I'm not going there with you today. Stop talking about that lady like that. I'm Mrs. Best at this point. Y'all like the video live, friends. Yes, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Keywan. I appreciate you, my love. So, moving on from
I'm genuinely fighting for my life.
right, she is. She mad as hell right now. This so, anyways, y'all, we move on to Dale and Chris. They are at their house, and Dale is putting together a flower arrangement. And Chris comes down and tells her that they are looking at locations for her new store. She wants to open up the store. It's called Ritzy Pritzy or whatever the shit is called. I don't really care. She wants to sell clothes. Now, Nell wants to sell clothing. She said that she's invested into this. This has been her dream for a very long time, and she wants to sell clothing. I said, Nell. Nell's wardrobe looked like she stuck in the 70s. Like, I don't understand, but hey, I'm not. Hey,
if Donald J. Trump can become president of the United States, then Nell could sell clothes. That's all I got.
I guess we're gonna just run with that.
As long as she don't sell wigs and makeup, we might.
Hell, I feel like that's gonna be up in there too. You ever see them stores that be having hair and shit and incense? Yes, I feel like that's definitely gonna be there. This is a game to Destiny with these men. I hope she never gives up the panties. We all hope that, because ain't none of them been worth that shit, Destiny. To be honest, to keep it a buck, ain't none of them been worth that shit.
Because if she wasn't giving it up, I don't feel like she would feel the need to say nobody's gotten anything. Somebody's gotten something. There's too many of them on the roster. Somebody got something.
Delightful Don says, I love a good live review. This is my GOAT time here. I normally watch the playback. Y'all making me want to do reviews again. First of all, please do it. And if you need an assistance, I will definitely help you. And I definitely will come on your channel, or I'll invite you to mine, and we can help you get back out there, because I love it. And if you have any of your old reviews, I'll subscribe to your channel and I'll watch you. Yes, don't be afraid. I will help you for sure. You be saying, listen, Kevin Reynolds be having me, y'all. Kevin Reynolds is hilarious. Kevin Reynolds need to be up here too. I need to invite his ass up here so he can be up here with us. Kevin Reynolds be reading these people for absolute filth, and I just be gagged the entire time. Kevin, you coming up here one of these days. Just be ready for it. Nell stressed me out when she's on. She do, and it be.
Did y'all see the discoloration? I swear to God, I said
I wasn't gonna talk about that.
No, I'm talking about it. God damn it, because it is what it is. Now I woke up and decided I'm gonna be California sober today. Hit my stizzy pen. I like the marijuana. I keep it close. And I turned on the TV. I said maybe I puffed it too hard. Her edges. She used a different foundation for her wig to blend it than she did for the rest of her. And then the foundation that was on her skin was yellow, like truly yellow. And I just want to know. And then she had the blackest eyebrow pencil. And then she do them eyebrows where they be square, like the coffin and shape to my nails at the top. And then her eyebrows come out and they get real thin at the end and they cover most of her, like all of that. Now, I want to know why Nell is doing this. And her wigs look like quick weaves that I used to wear back in 06. And I don't understand it, James. And she want to sell clothes.
Nell has the same jumpsuit in 3 different colors.
That also colors.
Not 3, 7. Yes.
It's 7 colors.
Who would want to buy clothes from Nell's ET
Drive? Kevin Reynolds, you on
You know,
timeout.
Kevin Reynolds, you don't talk about I
Oh,
can't do this.
that.
Kevin Reynolds, I cannot do this with you today. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not. Do it Delightful Dawn. Yes, we all. Yes,
Yes,
guys,
please.
please subscribe to Delightful Dawn. Let's help her get back on YouTube because there's room for all of us to eat. There really is. And as I said, Delightful Dawn, reach out to me. I will definitely come and be a guest on your show. I really
Plus,
will.
the YouTubers are keeping Love and Marriage Huntsville alive because the episode's not.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Kevin Reynolds be killing me. I'm trying to tell you, that's because she mad she had to come up here and do the show with me. Delightful Dawn. She mad she had to come up here and do this with me. Nell just needs a different shoe with Kimmy and the old people crew. No, they was on sale. Nell is cute to me. She just a little dated. She is. That's why I said she gives me like 70s like looks in attire. Like it just
calls her the Black Snooki, and I actually think that is the perfect way to describe her because
yes,
the toe up Snooki's makeup. It took her 2 decades to get right. Nell is stuck in her time, but I do feel like Nell would be likable on TV if she wasn't on a show with all of these people that she.
Yes,
she needs somebody that's her age, and I feel like then we could really come for Chris Fletcher because I don't trust Nell's marriage. And I think Chris Fletcher is the nastiest of them all. It's quiet as Skip. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So moving off from, her getting excited about opening up her shop, Lance comes over and they, start talking about the youngest son, Chris Jr. And, he's saying that he's back to work with him. We'll get more into the story of Chris in a minute, but he was saying that, he's working from him. And Nell was like, yeah, he's been complaining about it. He's been complaining about pay. He's been complaining about it. I heard his side. I'm hearing your side. Y'all need to work it out. So we'll get more into that in just a moment. But I just feel like sometimes working with your family ain't always the best.
But I was a little bothered by Lance because I'm like, he made a comment about the pay. And it's like, he may not have done the job that you wanted him to do, but he did the job. Pay that person. If you go to a job and do a fucked up job, your job will still give you your paycheck in 2 weeks. Pay the person. This is why you shouldn't work with family.
It's always, what's funny about this comment and Mrs. Best talking about, it's always the men that you would never suspect.
Who wouldn't suspect Chris?
I'm not saying but it's usually when you compare him to like Maurice and Marceau and all them.
Who suspect him? If your discernment is working, yes. Chris Fletcher is shady as hell. I'll never trust a nigga who decides to dye his hair but not his beard. That man is shady. He's shady. I saw it from a mile away. Look how he dressed. Look how he moved. It's true.
Anyway, y'all. Okay. So this is too much fun. So the next thing we have is with Destiny and Will. They go roller skating at the park, and I'm like, they don't have roller rinks in Huntsville, but
roller rink.
Danita should go roller skate. And then Destiny, why would you wear that? Like knowing you going roller skating, why would you wear that dress? Like, why?
Because she not worried about rolling the cat around. She's worried about landing the cat right where it needs to be.
Oh my gosh. So they talk, they sit down, he gives her some, interesting things about him. He says basketball is really important to him. We learned that he has 4 kids by 4 different women, and I said red flag on the play.
When he said that though, I caught on very quickly. I felt like this date was in some ways like a setup to a certain extent, because come on, 4 kids, 4 different baby mamas. You've never been married, and you're proud to talk about it. Men ain't the smartest, but they not dumb. He knew what he was doing saying that. He knew exactly what he was doing. He sent the message. He said, "Look here, ho, you ain't gonna be nothing but just that. So don't try or expect nothing different." He knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. He sure did. And so she mentions the conversation that he had with the fellas because Martell ran and told that, and he felt the way. He was like, "Oh, really?" So Martell out here telling that, and she goes, well, I just want to let you know it ain't gonna be none of that. Which none of us believe, apparently, on Watch Over Our Reviews channel, but that's okay, Dev. It's neither here nor there. I feel like this was some bullshit once again. I don't feel like it was real. As I said with the land situation, I don't feel like that's real either. But it was okay for what it was. So keeping on Will, he meets up with Ken and Martell. They play a little basketball. And Martell asked how to go with Destiny in their little date. And, especially because you didn't hit that. And he goes, it's funny you bring that up, Martell, because Destiny told me that you were the one that ran back and told her what I said. And he goes, yeah, Destiny, she my girl, she my girl. And he goes, okay. So now I know that I can't trust you, or I can't say anything around you because you're gonna go run and tell her. And he goes, yeah, Destiny, my girl, we've been friends since high school, and just stuttering all over the place.
Destiny than you was to your wife, Negro. Where is the sense? That's how you should have been responded when you was with Melody.
Yeah,
but with Destiny, no, that's my girl. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna break bro code for her. I can't stand. It's always a nigga that's like, oh, I'm gonna have this friend, and I've got guy friends and all of this friends. That's real quick to defend the wrong person.
I'm just like, it was funny.
I don't like Martell. Now I'm starting to get it, because at first I'm like, okay, he's done what lots of men have done on TV, cheating and all of that. But the audacity of this little milk dead heaven ass head man, I don't understand it.
Kevin, I can't take you nowhere. Kevin said 4 kids, 4 different baby mamas, poly with women and men, hence coincidences with Tisha calling Martell out for doing those of the same sex. I'm just saying. That man did not say that, Kevin Reynolds. Now, one can ring around the eyes, because I do believe, what I believe about Martell. I did believe Tisha. I'm sorry, I did, because I've been saying it on my channel. And I've been saying allegedly because I don't want him coming after me. But I do believe that. I do believe Martell. Now, with Will, I don't know much about him. He just looked like somebody who just wants to just do that. And it's just, and if we could say maybe the same goes for him too, it could. I'm not putting it against him, but yeah. Sounds like somebody would say, oh, yeah, I have black friends. Hey, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. So yeah. So now after we move on with the scene from them, now that we know that Martell can't keep his mouth shut, we then have, am I forgetting the scene? Y'all, I'm trying to go off memory here.
I just want to say too, please don't make Will part of the show.
Yes, Carlos, I'm not with all that. Please do not do this. Do not do this at all. I'm just gonna move on to the last scene because I don't think anything in the middle really matters if I miss anything. But we have dinner over at Nell and Chris Fletcher's house, and Lance comes there. He's first, and he prints up the place settings, and he said, "We have one more joining us. Kiara's going to join us." And Nell said, "Kiara, is she joining us? Wait, when that happened? I thought y'all was just dating. She get to come to family night? It's more serious than that, ain't it?" And I said, here Nell go. Y'all know she can't be, she get to, getting in her own mind and her own head again. So when they're putting together the place and the other kids come over, and we learned that Chris Jr. was sleeping in his car, at the local Walmart for 2 days, because when Nell came home, all of his stuff was on the patio. And Nell didn't know that that's what he was doing, because I guess they were out of town doing something, and she didn't know he was sleeping in his car, and she felt a way about that, like that was on her mind the entire time, and she was like, I can't believe that. But then Kiara walks in. Now, side note, Kiara, that wig you wore to Flextivities, do not wear that again. Please do not wear that wig again, because I didn't think you were the same lady. Huh?
It looked like a weave that she had at the dinner or at another activity?
No, when she went to the Flextivities, that was that same girl that he had brought to. I didn't think that was her. I really didn't. I was like, that was the same lady? Because in the Flextivity, she looks older. And here she looked a lot younger. So I was like, oh, yeah, don't wear that wig again. because that wig aged her for real. So I was like, no, please do not wear that no more. Kiara, if you watch Your Mouth reviews, please do not wear that again because you are a
Don't
beautiful
worry
young
about
lady.
if the wig don't age her, Lance will. He give me that energy.
Oh
He gives me
gosh.
that energy. I feel like he the type of man that'll stress you out. I also feel like he's bad in bed. I don't know why, but I do.
It has been proven men with multiple kids with different women RDL. We noticed Kevin Reynolds, but I have to give him the benefit of the doubt until I know more about him. Kiara had on a 27 piece. Ooh. She is beautiful. That's why I said I didn't realize that was the same lady. I was like, wait, I had to go back and watch that episode. And I was like, okay, that is her. Because I didn't think it was her at all. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, it was. It was like, don't ever wear that wig again, please. So the ladies are in the kitchen talking, and the men go out and sit down, in the living room area. And Dale is kind of, getting to know Kiera a little bit because, apparently before they all disperse, Kiera and Lance have known each other since they were at Nail's daycare together when they were kids. So I guess they kind of found each other late in life. I don't know how this goes. She don't seem like she's the young lady with the baby. So I'm trying to figure out where is that young lady at. So I get confused with Lance Fletcher at times because I don't know what's going on. So Nell said, okay, so how did you like, the festivities party? And she said, oh, and the little, the daughter being messy, goes, did you meet Destiny? She goes, well, I didn't meet her, but she kept, looking at me with this smirk. And, they were looking at, competition and everything. And Nell was like, okay, well, here's the food. We got some salmon. We got some fried chicken. Because Nell didn't really want to touch on that, And I get it because that's his mom. I get why she didn't want to touch on that. And she said, yeah, I usually cook, but I couldn't cook tonight. She goes, okay, so I'm going to have to come back. And they'll say, yeah, you got to come back. You trying to claim that, speak that into existence. And Nell was nervous. You could tell Nell wasn't really trying to have this girl come back because, she probably ain't the only one. I'm just saying. So as Nell said, she goes, okay, you gonna leave mama hanging? She goes, oh, I can call you mama. And Nell said, oh shit, damn. Miss Nell gonna do just fine, baby. Miss Nell, I'm Miss Nell now. Don't get that twisted, Miss Nell. She goes, oh, okay. She goes, well, Destiny had came by the house. I had the babies. And Destiny was outside the house. I looked at Destiny was out there. Lance and her was talking. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I said, Nell, you just had to mention that. See, that made me know right then Nell don't like her for whatever reason. Nell do not like that lady. I don't know what it is about Kiera. I don't know what she may have heard, but that was a dead giveaway because you already trying to sabotage the shit before y'all even eat. It's like, girl, come on here. And Kiera was feeling the way. So when they all sit at the table, Kiera hurried up and said, so Lance, your mama said that Destiny was outside. And what was up with that? You didn't tell me Destiny was coming over here and this and that. And Lance looking at her like, mama, you weren't supposed to say that. Like, what's, I don't know why Destiny was here. She said she was, driving the baby needed to go to sleep and she had to drive around in the car. And, I talked to her, say what's up and everything. And I'm looking at this scene like,
well, she got a toddler. Why are you still driving your kid around in the car to go to sleep? If you don't do like the rest of black people, put that child in the room once they get to a certain age, put them in the damn pack and play, give them a pillow, make sure you can hear and see them, turn the lights out, and you tell them, sit your ass still and go to fuck to sleep. That's what you do. Why are you still driving this child around and all of that? And I agree with Kevin Reynolds. I was telling James when I was watching the episode, I said, Lord, I don't understand why black moms do this, especially mother-in-laws, and I might catch hell for this because my mother-in-law has done this to me before a time or two. Don't be trying to be in people's business. You knew what you was doing, throwing that grenade, talking about Destiny was around. And I don't understand it. Like, do you not want your son with anybody? What's going on? And then Lance, I don't get what people see in him. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't see what nobody sees in him.
When I tell you girls be fangirling over him, and I'm like,
why? The nigga can't even twist his locks right. Why are we fangirling over this man?
He all right. He ain't
I don't see it. He
nothing.
looked like he stank if you take off his jeans. And I don't want to deal with the smell of balls. I don't. And he looked like he got that. I don't trust it. And I feel like all of Nell's kids, one of them's a damn criminal sleeping at Walmart. The other one is wrapped up in all of these strange entanglements. The daughter's sitting there looking like she's a messy Snooki Jr., just like her mama. I'm looking like this is not the family that need to be on TV. If I was Nell, I would just film with my husband.
Right. Keywan said it best because I do think he was lying. I think him and Destiny was meeting up on some foo-foo shit and, it got down.
That's why I said earlier on, Destiny done gave up. She gave up the cat to somebody. Because these men ain't going to keep dealing with her. No shade. She not all of that. They're not going to just keep dealing with her and her felonious ways and they not getting nothing out of it. Niggas going to get something. And I feel like she's doing something.
He said Lance and Chris are pop me kettle. And the thing about it is they ain't even biologically related. Ain't that crazy? Mm-hmm. That you seem to have people choking over. You gonna have people choking over here. I believe he did too. Keywan, I believe this as well. I think he did call Destiny, tell her to pull up. I do. And pull up at Nail House, because then that won't get nobody's wrangle. It's mutual ground. Because she is friends with Nail, so it makes sense for her to pop up. Yeah.
Oh, Lance Lord. Probably liked the idea of Destiny going and talking to all his friends and brothers and cousins, and then still being able to pull her. Like, it's likely an ego thing, but none of Nail shit. Kids seem like they
right, because then the god brother Twan was there.
Right.
He was there. He said, "Oh no, me and Destiny, we just met up, just talk about Bodyguard. We didn't even say anything." And then the messy sister go, "Okay, well, Chris, no, that was Lance." He said, "Chris, you next," or was that the sister? I don't remember who said it, but they were laughing. So, Chris Fletcher got to make this a moment to call out his son on national TV, and I hated this. He's so Chris, I want to talk to you. Something you said really bothered us about. You sleeping out in your car, and he knew that was going to trigger Nail. I said, Chris, you ain't no good for this shit. Like, you ain't no good. And he goes, and Chris told him, I don't want to feel like I'm a burden to y'all. I don't want, because we've already had this conversation, and I don't want to feel like I'm, burden. And then, and you could say it. I think it was Chris who said, yeah, but sleeping in your car and doing all this. And Nail was like, I'm tired of y'all always coming up talking about I'm the bad guy and that I'm doing this. I can't. I have dreams. I have things I want to do in my life, and I can't do it because y'all owe me money and everything. And Lance was like, "Okay, but here's the thing. We understand all of that, and we talking over Dad. Dad wasn't even talking about the money. He was more concerned about Chris's well-being and his mental right now. He's not talking about the money." And Neil said, "You don't speak for your dad now. You don't speak for Chris. He's speaking for you now. That what he doing? You got a problem? You the man I sleep with. I'm in my house with."
You could tell that she grew up doing that with Lance because he's the child that was made with somebody else.
Yeah.
And a lot of moms do that. And I unfortunately, I do see some friends do that now that they dating different men. I hate that. Nell is manipulative. And honestly, her son, Chris, you not gonna walk in my house with a chain on full of diamonds, talk about you sleeping in the car at Walmart, nigga. If I taught you anything, you would know to go sell that fucking chain so you don't have to be sleeping in the car doing something. Nell and Chris are terrible parents. And I don't know if it's like the social worker in me where my work bug is like ticking and I'm over analyzing it, but it seemed like they did a terrible job because none of their kids really have much to show for themselves. The one that does, he wouldn't have been able to show anything for himself without his parents. You got one sleeping in the parking lot at Walmart, and then, I don't want to y'all to think I'm a burden. You wasn't caring about being a burden when you was needing lawyers and bailouts from jail and stuff. Now suddenly you care about being a burden. I'm pretty sure sleeping in one of the empty rooms of their big ass house, you're less of a burden than them having to pull out $10K from their bank account. So I was looking at Nell manipulate the situation, and I haven't watched the show too long, but every time I see Nell with her family, she cries and gaslights the hell out of them and then manipulates everything to come back onto her. And I guess it's a talking point, fun little education from Mrs. Best, because this is actually very common in the Black community and lots of minority communities. where people think that we're supposed to praise our parents, but our parents struggle to acknowledge their shortcomings. And there seems to be a lot of them, because it seems like Chris only wants to parent his sons and come across as the dad that's holding them accountable and hearing them when they on camera. But I have a feeling that he was pretty fucking absent too. So I don't know. I'm just looking at the son like, don't try and manipulate them to feel bad. You chose to go to that parking lot. That's your choice. If you don't want to be a burden, then get your shit together and man up. That's what that young man needs to hear. But instead, it turned into like this huge battle at the dinner table when really the conversation wasn't appropriate, because I'm looking at the girl, Kiera, and she's sitting there looking like, oh, she was killing me, because it's like all she could do is sit there and make faces at this fucked up family. But I'm like, is this what Nell does every season? Like,
it seems like it, and it's like, okay, y'all are both entrepreneurs, both you and Chris, and then your oldest child is an entrepreneur his damn self. You mean to tell me that there is no guidelines? And we know that the one daughter, she work up at the daycare. I don't know what the youngest daughter does, but the one daughter work up at the daycare. So it's like, you mean to tell me all this connection and y'all can't,
why
never
didn't
mind.
he go to his brother? Because trust and believe, if I have a problem that results in me not having nowhere to sleep, the first phone call, I'm calling my sister. I'm going to San Francisco and she's going to let me the fuck in. Why, when you have all of this family in town,
did
you feel the need to sleep in the parking lot? So I feel like everybody just manipulates and bullshits for their own convenience. And that's a problem clearly with Nell and Chris. But Nell, leave the show if you're going to do this, because you took up most of the episode, you and your family anyway.
Yeah, she said Nell concocted this on purpose, or Lance concocted this on purpose because he knew Nell would see it and say something because he's mad. I can see that. I really can. Somebody tell Tisha and Kimmy this isn't Nell yet. Exactly. Because Nell just went the fuck off. And it's like, Nell, you got to stop doing this. You need some self-control. On another note, I do not believe Destiny and Nell long-time friendship. How so if Mel knew Nell first? Make it make sense. You know damn well, Kevin Reynolds. Come on, you smarter than that. You know damn well. That's what everybody on reality TV says. Oh, I've been knowing them 10 plus years and can't get a photo that date back a year. So come on, like, let's not do that. Yeah, we know that they ain't been no long-time damn friends.
No, it's too old to be friends with somebody Destiny's age. That's like being friends with her kids. It's honestly not appropriate, and it says a lot about her own psychosocial development.
Absolutely. Sure. I say manipulate because Nell screams and yells and then plays the perpetual victim. You know what? It's because she likes being needed. Yep. She likes being needed, and that's the problem.
With Lance trying to tell
yes,
because if any woman moves in, then she's less needed.
Exactly. Yeah, so this is what she does.
A lot of moms go through that, especially Black moms. Please stop.
Because they don't know how to compartmentalize. Like, and this, I think Keywan was the one who said it's incestuous relationships. She definitely has that with Lance. It's definitely there, and it's because he was there before her actual marriage, and she never knew how to cut that shit off. So she still does it, but she does it in sneak ways because she didn't have to tell that girl Destiny was at the house.
I also feel like a lot of women that accept cheating from their husbands when they have kids use the kids as a reason to accept the cheating and to try and move past it. And now that all of her kids are grown and need her less, I feel like it's all connected to the trauma of being cheated on by Chris Fletcher and that damn beard. But, I don't understand why men do that. If you're going to dye your hair, dye your beard or shave it. What is he trying to do? Who is he trying to impress? I
don't know, but I know there's an actor somewhere that has had this same style. I just can't put my finger on it. Okay, well, an
actor is relevant, has more money, and might still be holding their real estate license. He ain't got none of that shit. I don't understand why he's trying to look that way. I feel like Chris is still on the prowl. I do. I feel like it might be harder for Maurice and Marceau to find someone, and if they find anyone, they're probably downgrading from their spouses. But I don't know. I feel like Chris Fletcher is still on the prowl. And honestly, if I had to look at Yellow Foundation and them big ass wigs, I wouldn't blame him. But he just gives me shady energy. I don't know.
Hi, DM Rocks and Mrs. Best. Do you want to answer this question for the both of us?
No, I do not. You're trying to set me up on the internet. I'm behaving this morning. I told my husband I would get on the internet and not act the fool today. Because you know how I feel about that motherfucking special. And you tried it. .com.org and .net.
I tried to get her, y'all. She almost went. She almost fell for it. Kevin Reynolds, hell no, I'm not watching that shit. No, we're not watching that. No, hell no. I'm not watching
You're
that.
gonna watch a Christmas special of lies. In the words of Melissa Gorga from Housewives of New Jersey, it's Jesus's birthday. We should not be acting a fool and lying. I saw Kimmy tonguing down Maurice, which grosses me out. I saw Tisha putting her face into a plate with a good weave. And I saw Destiny, and I said, that's enough for me. I'm not watching.
I get the concept theory of ancestral relationships. Kevin Reynolds, I need you to be up here next week to, recap the show with us. Please be open to it.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all need to help me convince James and Kevin Reynolds to get a podcast, because these two together are the funniest thing ever. They are. I manage you.
I am down, Kevin Reynolds, whenever you want to start it. Whenever you want to start it.
Because I feel like in the way he thinks, he's almost like me in man form.
Yeah.
I feel like if I
you guys are very similar.
If I ask him the right question and we record the answer, it could be the best thing ever. I do. Right. Help me out, Keywan. Right. Uplift these black men. Help uplift them. I'd watch it.
I'm down. Like, I really am. I need another job, so I'm down. So come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin Reynolds. Come on up here. You want to come up here. We'll give them a free sample. We'll give them a free sample on the next Love and Marriage Huntsville Live. I'm going to invite you. I'm going to send you the link. Your ass better be up here. That's all I know.
If not, please. I can get a Delta flight and use some of them Sky Miles and get to it. Just give me 6.5 hours. I'll get lost in the airport, but I'll come find you. I always get lost in the airport.
Me too. I didn't want to admit. I didn't want to admit that. I did not want to admit that either. But I have gotten lost.
That airport is big as hell.
Yes, I have gotten lost 3 times. I'm telling you, the last time I got lost, the security stopped me twice. It says, "Sir, you are going in the wrong direction. It is on the east side." I said, "You can't tell me east. You can't tell me the demographic of a map. You have to tell me what it's near. Is it by Panda Express? Is it by this, by that? Like, come on. Like, I don't follow that." Yeah.
That was me in Mexico City. Mexico City has one of the biggest airports, and my husband was committed to not learn a lick of Spanish. So it's just up to me. And I can't even read a map. We don't went through baggage claim, came back in. Everything's in Spanish, and they just looking at me, and I'm looking at them. Like, I almost got lost in Mexico, James. True story.
I know. We talked about it. But y'all, the last bit of this scene was Nell. She ran off because she get to crying, the manipulation. Gets crying, and she going to the powder room so she could, get herself together. And that was the end of the to be continued. So
why was that a to be continued?
That's what I'm saying.
Every season. She does this.
She does. Every season we got to hear about her yelling at her kids, talking about somebody owe her $20. And then we got
therapist, and I was over it. And James had me fucked up because he knew that was gonna irritate me.
Yes.
I don't need therapy. Y'all need therapy. So what you not gonna do? And then stormed off with her big ass wig. I said, no. The thing is, I like Nell. I just don't like her with this cast, and I don't care to see her kids involved in the show. But I feel like without her kids and with a different cast of people that would match her age range, I feel like Nell would be interesting. But she's with Carlos King, so it could take some time for her light to shine.
Kevin Reynolds. So once Chris made mention to Mel about Marceau and Maurice and Mo of the NDA, told me then Chris is the worst the Love and Marriage Huntsville men, hence why Tisha was mad at Nell because of what Chris said to Mel on camera.
Tisha would be mad at everybody but Marceau. So I can't.
I was gonna say, yeah, I understand what you're saying because it was mad. It wasn't even Mad Day. I think he was really trying to distract the audience. That's realistically the tactic. And for that reason, I agree with your comment. He is the worst because of that. But to me, I felt like that was some shit that Mel already knew about because that's always been alleged about them. I've heard that even before Chris Fletcher opened his mouth. So, yeah. I heard Bell Collective is filming Everybody Is Back with Letitia's friend.
Good. Bell Collective was done wrong. I don't know if they didn't have content or if production just rushed filming or something because they did have a couple people leave the show, but I didn't feel they got what they deserved. It's like, I don't care for Carlos King shows, but I do want to see his shows succeed. and he has good concepts, but it's just the delivery be off. And Bell Collective was like the perfect recent example of that because he tore that up.
But Rules, thank you for being here. The main drawback for Miss Nell on the show is that she's forced to film scenes with the Scotts.
Yeah.
Yes, because that doesn't highlight her in the best light, especially when
Scots need to go. The Scotts need to go. Because they're never going to talk about what's really going on with them. They're always going to bullshit. I was extra dumb with the Scotts when Maurice looked at, who was it, Martell, and said, tell me, what does my dick look like? Excuse me? Go away from me with this, Apollo. That's how I felt. I'm never going to see it for the Scotts after that.
It was like, no, it went from, you should have said, no, I never cheated on my wife. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's that easy.
Yeah. Versus, well, what does my dick look like?
What does my dick look like? Excuse me.
It was like,
I know niggas in Oakland that would have took off on him. They would have been fighting right then and there for him making a statement like that. Because what, sir? Why are you asking me this?
I'm confused as well. Never watched one episode of Bell Collective. Kevin Reynolds, you failing me.
I never knew
Why?
That.
Why have not you watched an episode? You see how my grammar was incorrect? Because I am so dumbfounded right now. You've never watched one episode. This is the most ratchetest, most unbelievable show that Carlos has on TV today.
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend anyone to watch it who's never watched Bell Collective based on the direction it's going. If it was Bell Collective seasons 2 to 4, I might suggest someone to watch it, but where Bell Collective is now is given Love and Marriage Huntsville. They gotta figure it out.
Another my favorite show on is Family and Fiance.
I like that show. I like that show.
I've never really watched it like in its entirety. I've seen maybe like 2 or 3 episodes of it, and that's because I'm at someone else's house watching it. I never put it on. But if it's a show y'all want me to recap, I may
actually
consider.
Suggested you recap it a few months back, but you don't watch it, so that kind of
I don't watch it. Okay, here's the thing. I'll start watching it tonight, and I'll see how I feel before I watch Real Housewives of Potomac. Yeah,
give it a shot.
Fortunately for Miss Nell, she can always film scenes with her family. I think the Fletchers can have a show if they're working on to resolve their issues. They can take over the show. I wouldn't want to watch it if they did that.
I would, but I wouldn't want Carlos King behind it. Something, if you notice, the shows that Carlos King does not touch on own are well received and do well, like Family or Fiance. I feel like if they get someone that is able to hear feedback a little better and actually incorporate it, Nell and the Fletchers could have some type of a show and be interesting. But it seems like OWN is not good with families because I'm still disappointed about the Family Empire Houston people.
Oh my gosh, I missed that show so much.
I thought they'd bring it back.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I used to miss reading on Nikki for Filth. I did. Like when I tell y'all that was my girl, but I had to read her. Who was it that told us that she was a hairstylist? And me and Mrs. Best both was confused.
Because Aunt Nikki in that same quick weave.
Yeah, it was like she fooled the hell out of me. If she was a hairstylist, that sure did. I think it was DM Rocks who told us that. I really do. I feel DM Rocks, I feel like that was you that told us that Aunt Nikki was a hairstylist.
Sometimes the best hairstylists be having their hair tore up themselves. No shade to my braider. Her hair don't be done often. So I don't know, but she'll get it done.
Carlos's best show, like Grown and Gospel, was also a really good show.
That was WeTV. They didn't want to work with them, the network.
Oh, because I feel like that was
looked into that. Yeah, they did not want to work with him.
Yeah, Family Empire, like all of his good shows, they never get renewed. Like Bold and Bougie, they could have kept. Like that shit was stupid. But
Malaysia Cargo being advertised let me know that show would not go anywhere. She's over with she is.
But anyways, y'all, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville. This was a okay episode. It irked my nerves, but it was one the Scots were not in, so I actually was happy about that part of it, because not having to recap them is always great. So thank you guys once again. I had some new faces in here that I have not seen. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you are subscribed to me, especially if you enjoyed yourself. Like the video on your way out. Shout out to the replay game. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. Thank you, everyone in the live chat, for being here. You guys are amazing. To the individual, I forgot your name already, I'm sorry, that wants to do YouTube again, reach out to me. My information is here. My IG, send me a DM. I will definitely collab with you. And we want you to come back, especially if you're good at what you do. I'm going to look up your page so I can watch some of your content. And thank you guys once again for being here. I love all of y'all. Have a good, happy Sunday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.